Hey guys, welcome to another episode in the deep playthrough of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, doing the checklist procedure in the Diamond DA62. We are going to explore the Caribbean, a couple of landmarks, and then making our way from St Barts, probably with an intermediate pit stop for fuel on one of the islands, making our way to Nassau Bahamas. Beautiful island where, of course, James Bond recorded one of the earlier, I think, Sean Connery movies. Looking forward to that. But let's continue with the checklist. We are now in the before taking off checklist. Parking brake release, brake test on moving, we'll do that. Flight instrumentation and avionics, check for correct indications, we'll do that. Fuel pump left and right hand, check off. Yes, they're both off. Fuel selector crossfeed, fuel selector on. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that's all about, because the fuel selector, I already had to put that to on in the start, in the pre-start checklist, but maybe you have to quickly put it back to crossfeed to level out the tanks, and then back to on. I have no idea, but first let's get to the taxiway and then we will do that checklist over there. The problem is it will be a very short tight turn over here. I wonder whether I can request for a pool. Yeah, there is a guy over there. Let's try it. It's the first time I did that. I never did that before. So we will be doing this. And we will announce taxi.
Tango Foxtrot Foxtrot Juliet traffic PH Rombbb 88 is taxiing to runway 10.
Alright, I don't really see an option to request for a pool. Not sure how that works. ATC, camera, checklist, basic controls, AI control, fuel, navlog, objectives, travel to, VFR map, weather, custom toolbar. No. I'm gonna disable, by the way, this toolbar. It's way too unimmersive. I have everything mapped mostly to short hotkeys anyways. But yeah, I'm not really sure where it's possible to get a pool. There is a guy over there, but yeah, maybe I can try it over here. What does this do? No, this is nothing. ATC we already had. Navigation log, not really necessary. Ah, maybe it's over here. Payloads. Nope. Consumption and CO2 emission. What the hell is that all about? Man. You even get like your global warming things in your flight simulator. Navlog, we already did that. Objective, tune ATC to ground surfaces and request pushback. Yes, I didn't see ground surfaces. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright, let's first select a runway, 10. I also cannot go back, that's annoying.
Tango Foxtrot Foxtrot Juliet traffic PH Rombbb 88 is taxiing to runway 10.
Alright, apparently there is ground surfaces. I mean, there's a guy standing right over there. But I don't see it in the menu. Probably because it's such a small airport, I have no idea. Maybe it's closed in real life. Let's just try and see if I can get the plane to make this probably killing the Guadeloupe in the process. And there's also a car over there. Yes, I'm clipping through him now. Probably also clipping through the wall. Maybe not. Yes, clipping through the fence. But yeah, whatever. Cannot really help it. Will we also be hitting the car? I don't think so. So at least that's good. Right, here we go. Parking, brake release, we did that. Brakes test on moving, did that. Flight instrumentation check for correct indication. Yeah, it all looks pretty okay, I would say. I don't see anything weird. We do have that minimal chance of a failure, which is actually pretty cool, just like real life. Everything seems to be working. Yeah, here we have to do that fuel pump check off. Why would they want it? Why do we need to check it off? Ah, that's the fuel pump, not the fuel selector. Alright, so that was off. Fuel pump is over here, the right hand side, left hand side. So let's stick the item. Then we do fuel selector. Let's do the crossfeed. Not sure why we would need to do that, but it says so in the booklet. And then we need to check this as complete and then put it back to on. Fine by me. And tick the item and then before takeoff. Yeah, first we are doing it by the book. We are going to say
Tango Foxtrot Foxtrot Juliet traffic PH Rom 88 is clear of the runway.
Right, I don't expect any answer. So let's just do it ourselves. Man, this throttle is way too sensitive if you ask me. Here we go. Right, we are a little bit skewed. Alright, now we are pretty good, I would say. Let's bring up the checklist. Always mix up the ATC in the checklist. Parking brake set, yes. Longitudinal trim set to takeoff. Yes, takeoff over here. Check. Fuel selector, check on. That's the third time we have to check the fuel selector. But yes, it's on. Directional trim centered. That's the rudder trim. Looks pretty centered to me. Let's check it out. If I... Holy shit, that's also a very sensitive trim. Goes pretty quickly to the sides. I would say that's centered enough for me. So let's tick the item. Flaps. Check function and indicator set to takeoff. Alright, let's check the flaps. This is takeoff and that is landing. And let's check the other wing. Yes, I see it. moving correctly. And let's keep it in the takeoff position. So that is over here, takeoff, and below 130 knots indicated airspeed, we will have to retract the flaps. 136. Tick item, flight controls, check unrestricted free movement. We already did that. So I really find this checklist is a lot of duplication, I must say. Maybe that's normal, redundancy in aviation, I'm not sure, but it's also a bit time consuming. Landing lights on if required. No, I don't think that's required. Tick this item, parking brake, release, tick the item, and then we do the checklist for normal takeoff. Transponder as required. Yeah, that's more like communications. Yeah, I'm not really focusing on that too much, to be honest. Not even sure where it is. Ah, over here, exponder. Alright, let's just put it on, why not? Then at least they get a signal from us, I would say, I would think. Power levers we do to max later on, fine. Elevator trim, neutral, again. We already did that in the previous checklist. Fine, rudder, maintain direction, I will do that. Up to 2,000 kilograms in total weight. Rotation, minimum 76 knots. Initial climb, 83. Above 2,000 kilograms. It is 78 and 86. Ah, that's pretty much the same. So it doesn't matter, around 75, 80 we need to rotate and then climb 7 or 8 knots higher, so 85-ish, I would say. So let's tick the item, and this one, tick the item, rotation, and climb, let's tick the item, and then landing gear. Ah, that's a good one. I always forget that. First you have to brake and then you press up, because you don't want to, when you retract the landing gear, you don't want to have wheels that are spinning like at 80 miles an hour or even a bit higher. I think a knot is 1.15 miles. I'm not sure, but something around there. So let's say at 90, 95 miles an hour, wheels spinning, retracting them into your fuselage is not what you want, with like debris flinging around. So first you brake quickly, and then you retract the landing gear, and then the unsafe light should go to off. Ah, that's the unsafe light there. That's probably when it's in operation. But yeah, let's tick the item. And that pretty much is. And then once we are en route, landing light off as required. Yeah, I will do that later on. Landing gear up, flaps up, fuel pump check off. That's the 4th time we have to check that fuel pump is off, but it's already off. And then total weight, best rate of climb, airspeed as required for en route, 93. Alright, power level up to 95, trim as required, ball centered. Where is the ball? It's like the drift and spin ball, I think. Not even sure where that is in the digital display. I know there's an attitude indicator normally in the analog cockpits. Or the slip and drift, I think it's called, indicator. I don't really see it over here. Maybe it's, no, it's this one. No, I think this will be the no, this is the direction, or the heading, or the bearing. And this is maybe the attitude indicator. I'm not sure how it's called, slip drift indicator. It's all a bit, it's been a while. I did write a whole summary of what all the online sources that I consulted. I posted the link in the comments description, but it's been a while, so I'm not too sharp anymore on all this. And then once we get to cruise, power level up to 95, trim as required, annunciations, engine, system page, monitor. Yeah, fine. And then we have trim, landing, after landing, parking. Yeah, so there are a lot of lists, mostly they I think tackle the same items. So let's leave it for now, or at least normal takeoff. Yes, this is where we were, and I think we're good to go. So let's hit, oh shit, did I forget my timer? No, I did not. Let's hit the skies. I'm delaying the inevitable, procrastinating over here. The inevitable crash I will encounter. No, just kidding around. Anywho, I would say we are going to full throttle, and around 85 we will be rotating. Here we go. Man, it's a short runway. It's really short. But we made it. Just about. Woohoo! Oh shit. Landing gear up. Flaps up. What was the landing gear operating? On 62. We were well within limits over there. Alright, here we are. Man, it's beautiful color. Ocean water. Caribbean. Very nice. We will be making our way to the south. Check those landmarks. Man, it is a shame that this plane has such poor visibility. Holy shit, it's pretty small, St. Barts. Man, seriously. That throttle seems a bit overly sensitive. Anyways, this is St. Barts. Let's trim the plane for steady flight. Man, I wish I was there now, on that beach over there. Nice cruise ship. And let's make our way to, yeah, I'm not sure where the landmarks are actually. Somewhere over there. Maybe I will check that out in between episodes. so that I will not be randomly checking out all the islands, because they are actually pretty far in between. Far from each other, I mean. Alright, and what I was fearing is a little bit the truth. That this plane has like a super annoying engine sound, I must say. Holy shit. I think there's quite a lot of wind over here. Almost feels like a boat, because we're going this low. Right, it's actually pretty hot, the engine. Man, it's pretty far. there are actually islands to the right. Let's check. Maybe there's a landmark on them. Right. I'm not really gaining a lot of height. Probably I need to bump up the power a bit. Right, getting up a bit higher. Before I accidentally crash into the ocean. Climbs pretty well actually. Right, 2,000 feet, good enough for me. See how fast you can go in a straight line. Trying to trim the plane for level flights. Man, it's a bit of a bummer about the sounds. Not really my piece of cake. But at least we have quite better Ah, that's actually a tool ship. Makes sense to have a pirate ship over here. Let's check it out. It's from that mod that I installed. But yeah, at least the cruise speed, it's pretty quick in this plane, I must say. Not as good as the yeah, that turboprop. Forgot the name. It's included in the Microsoft Flight Simulator package, at least premium edition. I forgot the name, but it looks pretty cool. It's a single prop. Right, an English tool ship in the Caribbean. Pretty damn cool. Alright, let's check out that island over there. Oh shit, wrong button. It is actually a pretty nimble plane. I do like it from that perspective. And the sound also grows on me. At least I don't find it as off-putting as in the start. Alright, that are climate controls for the passengers, I assume. Looks like if it was for the pilots, I would say the letters are the wrong way around, I would say. Alright, second Caribbean islands besides St Barts. Not sure what it's named. Not sure whether there will be a landmark on it, but apparently some of these islands have landmarks. This all looks pretty generic. How are we on fuel? Pretty good, I would say. 25 gallons, and we're using 4.5 per hour. Ah, there's the runway over here. For the rest, not much here, I would say. Pretty cool to live on such a small little island. You can literally walk from one side to the other in, I don't know, 2 hours? 1 hour? Alright, let's make our way to the next one. In between episodes, I will try and see where the actual landmarks are. Because if it's for instance is over here, yeah, then we're totally on the wrong course. So I will do that in the meantime. We'll have to end the episode here. We're already hitting the 35-40 minute marker. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope we will be encountering some cool vistas in the next episodes. And for the meantime, as always, trying to level out the plane. Don't forget yourself, always keep on gaming. See you later.